Hey everyone, Kyle once again, aka Drastic Godzilla fan. Welcome back to another review. And like I said, on the next Disney film that I'm getting to, it was a film that I really did enjoy. Another film that I enjoyed as a kid. Like I said before, there's nothing wrong with Disney films. It's part of everybody's life, especially with kids like watching their child during their childhood. Disney's always will always be a big thing to pretty much everybody, especially to me. I do enjoy Disney films and some other kids films too, but I still watch. And especially in this one in particular, yeah. Um, this film is a live adaptation of one of the original Disney animated films. I enjoy the first one, original, a lot, and I still enjoy this film too. That is the live adaptation of 101 Dalmatians. 101 Dalmatians is, like I said, it's a live adaptation of the original 1961 animated Disney film of the same name. Excuse me. Um, and I do enjoy the original film a lot, especially watching it as a kid. And I still don't have the 2 disc edition of that film. I still gotta get that, but I still watch it on the old VHS tape. I still watch on. And I do enjoy it, and in this film I do enjoy this film a lot. Especially, I still enjoy this film to this day, especially when I watch it as a kid, I still watch this film to have a good time. Released November 27th, 1996. This stars Glenn Close as the infamous villain Cruella DeVille, which I think she did such a fantastic job as this villain, as the original cartoon villain, Cruella DeVille. Critics Critics very much praise her performance so much, and I do too. She did such a great job as playing the villain. You know, Glenn Close for from the TV show Damages, which very well known in the thriller film Michael Douglas, Fatal Attraction, Air Force One, and she's gonna be starring in the new upcoming superhero film Guardians of the Galaxy. Interesting to see her in. Uh, she's just been in so much films, but I was one of her best performances is this. She played the villain such greatly. Um, it also stars Jeff Daniels, and Jolie Richardson from Event Horizon, and Joanne Plowright from she did a voice. She was one of the voices in Disney's Dinosaur, which I still love. She was the voice of the Brachiosaur. She was also enrolled in the Spiderwick Chronicles and a very small role in Last Action Hero that I saw her. She plays a teacher. And she stars in this as Nanny. And also you have Hugh Laurie. Hugh Laurie plays Jasper Hugh Laurie from the TV show House and voice of Dr. Cockroach in Monsters vs. Aliens, which I really do love the film. I have the poster up there. Uh, and then Mark Williams, Mark Williams as Horace. I believe Mark Williams plays Ronald Weasley and his father in the Harry Potter films. He plays his father in that Ronald Weasley's father in the Harry Potter films. I believe so. Uh, and Glenn Close is Cruella DeVille. Originally, that Sigourney Weaver was gonna play Cruella DeVille. I'm not that entirely sure because considering that she played in the Aliens films and some other films too. To me, it was hard for me to say that I could buy her as Cruella DeVille. To me, because as soon as Glenn Close, I'd buy her a whole lot better than Sigourney Weaver. And it's directed by Stephen Herek, who directed the cult classic sci-fi film Critters. I do enjoy that film a lot. Then he directed a couple of Disney films too before this. He directed Mighty Ducks with Emilio Estevez, and he directed Three Musketeers with Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland, Tim Curry. And then he did this film, this is his highest grossing film. It was I believe it was the third or fourth highest grossing film in 1996, I believe. Um, Then after this, he directed a couple of films that did not do well at the box office. They were bombs. One, he directed that comedy film Man of the House with Tommy Lee Jones, and then he directed another film that I forget. It was the one that starred Angelina Jolie, and that didn't do well at the box office either. So, but this is me. I would say is his best film. Even though I do enjoy Critters, I put Critters at number 2 because I love Critters. And this film was also written and produced by John Hughes. John Hughes, may he rest in peace, who directed Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Weird Science, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and then he wrote Home Alone 1 and 2 and 3, and then Baby's Day Out, other comedy films. And then he wrote and produced this film. May he rest in peace, John Hughes. Uh, So the film starts out with of course one of the complaints about the critics that complained about was the plot and the humor, Then also that of course in the animated film the animals talked, and this I think was one of the complaints that the animals the dogs in this and other animals they do not talk in this film. Pongo, Perty, the Dalmatian dogs, they just barked, regularly. Even though you do see in other live-action films, you have animals talk, though, but in this film they don't. So it starts off with Jeff Daniels as Roger. Originally, Hugh Grant was going to play Roger, but Jeff Daniels did. Jeff Daniels in this did fine in this film. In the animated film, Roger, he was a musician who did music. In this film, Roger, he designs video games. And that was one of the touches that in a couple in the beginning where he was making this new video game was being tested by this rich kid. You see in the video game he plays the character with a puppy, Dalmatian puppy. It was the animation of the puppy in the video game was the exact same in the original animated film. Okay, that was a nice touch on that. But his game failed, so he's disappointed about it. And Jolie Richardson as Anita, which Cruella goes, Anita, darling, She works at Cruella DeVille's fashion place, the House of DeVille, says, when she arrives in her monster car, very fast monster car. I say that because she drives very fast and makes monster noise, and she designs fashion wardrobes for Cruella DeVille, and she notices that she made a drawing of a wardrobe of Cruella DeVille with spots, Dalmatian spots, and she gets fascinated by it, and she gets fascinated about it, and she wants to do spots instead of stripes, and Glenn Close to Cruella DeVille, and I watched the movie. Also, she did really well was doing the sinister laugh that the character did in the animated film. And also the dialogue that she says, I thought was really good. Which as she was laughing, it's like, with this, it is kind of amusing. With this, if we do this coat, it was look as if I was wearing your dog. And she does the sinister laugh, I thought she did that laugh really good, And then pretty much then later on where Jeff Daniels is gonna ride his bike home and Pongo sees Perty, and he starts running off, and Jeff Daniels is on his bike and he can't stop him. He's telling him to slow down. He's running very fast through the streets, and when he was getting down some steps, Jeff Daniels does a chattering noise, I thought that was really funny, especially the expression on his face. He's going down the steps, making that chatter. He's like, but then the leash snaps off, and Jeff Daniels bumps into a bench with two old ladies and sends them flying into a dirty pond. And the old lady's like, I don't think he meant to do that. And so Pongo meets Perty and Anita, and Jeff Daniels he gets mistaken Perty for Pongo. And Anita hits him with her purse, and it's like, what do you have in that purse? Rocks? No, bricks. So he apologizes, and they leave, but and then Anita and Perty, they start following him, but then Perky does the exact same to, like Pongo did with Jeff Daniels. They starts running fast, and then her leash snaps off, and then sends Anita flying, sending into the pond. So then later, they're sitting there close by the fireplace, talking, and they kiss, and then their clothes set on fire, and then they get married. And then because we have then you have Cruella DeVille's henchmen, Horace and Jasper, like from the animated film, played by Hugh, Laurie, and Mark Williams. They visit to a taxidermist named Skinner, who cannot talk, as he said that his vocal cords got ripped out by his dog, so he can't speak. So it makes this that kind of noise, Because he's a taxidermist. Because at the start of the film on the news, they mentioned they discovered the carcass of this rare white suburban tiger, because it was killed for its fur. So they wonder who did it, and Skinner, he didn't want it though. He was his taxidermist, so he skinned the fur, of it. But it was Cruella DeVille who wanted the fur, because Horace and Jasper, they go up to her mansion, gives her the pelt, the tiger pelt. And then after that, Roger and Anita, they move into a new house, and Joan Plowright as nanny. Um, she's gonna be expecting a baby, and so is Perty, expecting puppies. Then they get back, they meet Cruella DeVille, tells them that the puppies are gonna be coming soon, because in order to get her spotted fur coat, she needs the puppies, because an adult's fur is not that fine, but as puppies they are. So that's why she wants the puppies. It's like from, well, in the animated film, you don't know why that she. Well, yeah, she wants the puppies for make a fur coat. That's the same thing in the animated film. Um, then the guards from the same scenes, where the Roger and Pongo, they wait for the puppies, and 15, there's one puppy and two puppies, and then the same thing where Nanny brings out one puppy that thought that didn't make it, but then Roger pets it, and it's alive now, and says 15, we have 15 puppies, and Nanny names this puppy Lucky. Then Cruella DeVille comes back, sees the puppies, like, oh, that double take, no spots whatsoever. But then she'll take the puppies, and she was gonna pay Anita like 20,000 pounds. She'll take it, and just so they say no, and she turns up the check, and is like, I'll get even with this, and like from the same thing in the original. I thought she did was saying the dialogue really well from the original, one of the classic dialogues from Cruella DeVille. You fools, you idiots. I think she did pull that line very well, too. Like I said, she did a really good job as Cruella DeVille. I had nothing but praise for her. So I'm glad that the critics gave her overly praise as the villain, because she did the character really well. So then a couple of minutes, like a couple weeks later, the puppies are a little bit more bigger, and they're watching TV. They're watching Disney's The Aristocats on TV, and they're watching Homeward Bound, the ending of Homeward Bound, and they get their collars, their names with the collars on them, like Dipstick and Whizzer. There was a couple of names. There was a couple of the names from the puppies from the animated film, like Lucky and Dipstick. And then Horace and Jasper, they go in, they take the puppies, but like they get a wee bit scuffle with Nanny, which she gives Horace a good punch. Because it's alright, ma'am, we're professionals. It gives him a good punch, And then she goes, when the Nanny's in the anime film, police, help, police, I was she was like police, it was funny. But then they get the puppies, put them in a sack, and they drive away, and calls Cruella de Vil. They got the puppies, and Skinner is adding up all the ones they've stolen, like the original 99 puppies. And after the 99 puppies, then Cruella de Vil goes and laughs, sinister laugh. I like that, how she was laughing like that, you know. And we would like get a wide shot of her just standing and just laughing evilly, you know. I like she did that, you know, really a lot. Um, then Pongo starts barking, you know, gets all the other dogs in town, all over London barking, you know, telling them about the puppies were stolen, you know. Then they get out of the house and they go and then with this and they get out of the house, starts searching for them, and then there's this other dog, you know, this brown dog follows the truck to this big old abandoned house where they store the puppies. Uh. And like another scene that was like dialogue from the anime film where Cruella de Vil is calling Skinner. He's like, "Police are everywhere. I want the job done tonight. Can you do it?" And he's telling him, "Any way you want them. Poison them, drown them, bash them on the head. Got any chloroform? I don't know how how you kill the little beasts. Do it and do it now. You know." um. So then she also starts driving towards the mansion in her car, you know, her evil fast car. Um, then the brown dog leads the puppies through an air vent up the stairs. Um, and while there's this woodpecker that's knocking on the door, distracting Horace and Jasper, and the raccoons are messing with her truck, you know, honking the horn, you know. They see one of the puppies, who I believe was Wizard, because this puppy peed on a magazine that had Cruella de Vil's face on it. So I believe that's the dog, Wizard. They chase after her, like on the Horace and Jasper. They split up, and Jasper sees him. He falls down. He falls down because the floorboard was weak, and he falls down like to a billiard room on top of a pool table, and like it was like a yak head, you know, a yak sort of looks like a buffalo head. The stuffed head falls down, looks like he's kissing it, you know, like you know. And Horace sees him, and he slips on some ice, and he breaks through a window, and he falls down into this frozen pond, and like a scene at least like freezes. He like freezes for a moment, you know. Um. So Cruella de Vil arrives, tells them Jasper tells them they're gone, tells them to catch those puppies, you know. And they're driving their truck, and Horace turns the heater on, and their truck catches on fire. Uh. Then Cruella de Vil follows the puppy tracks to the farm, to the farm, and Pongo pretty right there first to see them, and then Cruella de Vil does. She walks up to like the door, and the horse back kicks the door open, sends her flying back. And also, Waymo, there were some bunnies that are leaving tracks, that look like puppy tracks, and Horace and Jasper are top of this electrical fence. They attempt to leap over, and they get shocked from the crawling. You're like, ah, you know. and then Cruella de Vil is at the barn still. She's like stabbing into a stack of hay, and she sees like another stack of hay. It was like a tail though, looked like a puppy. But she pulls it was a pig, and it falls on top of her. Then she sees off in the distance they're going back, and then she sees a raccoon who's like wearing her hat that she had, but the crow took it. But the raccoon's wearing it. She's like, "Give me the hat, or you'll become a hat." And other raccoons open up a trapdoor, and she falls into a pit of molasses. And she pops up and scares the animals away. And then next shot is where Horace and Jasper they get arrested. Like they're pretty much glad they got arrested, you know. And then Skinner is in there too, because earlier when she arrived in the mansion, saw the puppy Lucky. He was gonna do something bad, and it was gonna grab from him, and the brown dog bites him, and he got you know messed him up, you know. He's in the van with Horace and Jasper, doesn't that you know. His clothes is all torn up by the dog. And then Cruella de Vil, she's covered in molasses and hay, and she talks to talking with the other farm animals. I'll have what was it You may have won the battle, but I'm about to win the wardrobe. Cruella Deville has the last laugh. Ah ha ha ha! And then the horse pushes down the floorboard, sends her flying out the window and into a pig's mud pit, and then she gets arrested. And then the cops see the dog on the distance, and they rounded up all the Dalmatians. We got 100 here, but then the brown dog, and then they see the brown dog is walking towards them with Lucky, and the officer says, "That's 101 Dalmatians." And then Cruella de Vil is in the police van with the others. Congratulations, you all won gold, silver, and bronze in the Morons Olympics. So Howard's like, "Who won the gold? Shut up!" And so her business or life has been ruined, and she wanted to get a cigarette though, but it does not. So she greets in because she had like a purse that was like a skunk like purse, but then there was a real skunk that replaced it, and she has the skunk with her, and the skunk sprays, and they're like, ah, they're all panicking, screaming, ah. And so all puppies and dogs are right back at Roger and Anita's place, and then the officer tells them the rest of the puppies, they don't know who belongs to who, so they decided to keep them. They decided to get a bigger place. And then Roger looks at a newspaper with Cruella de Vil's face on. He gets the idea for his next video game, like where the two puppies, in the same animation from the original film. They're in a mine cart, and this mine pushes some where the rich kid is testing it out. He drops the first barrel of TNT, and then they hear the laugh. He's used as the dogs are watching from the side. They're like going through the motion where one of the first barrel TNT is motion bouncing them down. They're doing this too, and they hear the sinister. And they hear in the game. They hear the sinister laugh of Cruella de Vil because Roger got the idea and threw that in there as the villain. And as soon as they see the face of Cruella de Vil, all the dogs just ran away. And the kid used the blast barrel to blow off Cruella de Vil, and he likes the video game. Tells like it's cool. So this video game is a success. And then next they had their firstborn baby, and all the Dalmatians are all over the land, and the house is the big house mansion is covered with Dalmatian spots. And that's it. So yeah, 101 Dalmatians, the 1996 live adaptation of it. I do enjoy this film a lot. I do. I love this film too. Along with the next to the original 1961 film, I like them both even because these both. As a kid, I grew up with both films. So I can't say I don't like this film. Like a live action remake. No, this is. Maybe you could say it's a remake of the animation film, but it's a live adaptation of it, as I call it, from the cartoon. Glenn Close, perfect as Cruella de Vil. She did really good at it, especially with her evil laugh. I thought she pulled it up well. Jeff Daniels was good. Jolie Richardson was good. Joan, Plowright, Hugh, Laurie was good. Mark Williams. Well, of course, the film got even made it on a budget of $75 million, made over $325 million worldwide. It was a big hit. It was like the fourth or fifth highest grossing film in 1996. It was a big hit. As sadly on the reception, it got mixed to negative reviews, and it got like a 39% on Rotten Tomatoes. To me, that's way too low for this film. It deserves much higher than that. On IMDb, it has a 5.5 on IMDb. That could be much more higher, but at least compared to the 1961 film, it has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.2 on IMDb. It deserves the critical praise that it had for the original 1961 film. But this film doesn't deserve a 5.5 or 39% on Rotten Tomatoes. This film does not deserve it, in my opinion, because I enjoy this film a lot. Even though the animals don't talk in this film, that doesn't bother me at all. I can handle it. Critics say that the plot and humor wasn't good, though, but I don't see nothing wrong with it. I thought it followed most of the time. It followed pretty much what the original animated film was. Most of the dialogue and the scenes. So yeah, I enjoy this film. I still love this film a lot. Great as the 1961 film. And like here, George Siegel, Good Morning America, 101 on a scale of 1 to 10. 101 on the scale of 10. Glenn Close gets a zillion. I do agree that she did such a great job of playing as Cruella de Vil. And so the film was a big hit, and later on in the year 2000 they released a sequel, which I'll get to in the next review, 102 Dalmatians. So yeah, so that's 101 Dalmatians, and I'll be in the next review and we'll get to the sequel. So thanks for watching and take care.